Let's make some brushes in Krita. I'm bored. Okay, in this step you're just trying to make a bunch of marks on a piece of paper that you have. It doesn't really matter like how good or bad it's going to look, since this is pure experimentation. We will do a lot of picking and choosing what we will be using later on. I will go forward assuming that you have taken a picture of your own scribbles or downloaded my page from the link in the description. No matter what may be the case, go open what you have in a new Krita file. The first thing I'm doing is to transform my page to fit the canvas. While not being really necessary for what we're doing, it looks prettier. Add a filter layer and do some level adjustments. We want the page to be 100% white without any grays to get clean stems for the brush tips. There is a lot of room to play around doing this. Also, it is very normal to lose details in the marks. You can be most certainly less aggressive than I was. The only thing that really matters is to make sure that the page is pure white at the end of it. No, this is not what I'm doing. Oh my god, dude!
YSTF task leader
RK. Anyways, brush tips. I am duplicating adjustment and page layers to merge them together. That way it is easier to put selections into the clipboard with Ctrl+C. We can open the brush editor with F5. Pressing the Ctrl plus clipboard button will pop up a menu that lets us define a custom brush tip. It's going to be added to the All tag by default, which is fine, but I would suggest staying somewhat organized, at least with the brushes you create yourself, and make a new category to put the brush tip into. Time lapse. It's 2 AM for me right now. Kinda late, but... We don't really want to do anything fancy here, since most of the heavy lifting is going to be done by our hand-drawn textures. I will use the B Basic 2 opacity brush as a base, and do some minor adjustments later. For now, I only want to create a brush preset for every brush tip I have. With the B Basic 2 opacity brush selected, press F5 to bring back up the brush editor window. Here we just need to go to brush tip under General, if not already opened, navigate from Auto to Predefined, and select our first texture. Pressing Save as New Brush Preset will open a dialog window where we can adjust name and thumbnail going to be displayed in Krita. We will not worry about the thumbnails for now, but later, so just pick a suitable name, that is if you are following along. The brush will be untagged by default, but not for long. We will do the same thing we did when setting up the brush tips and make a new tag for all the presets we will create to stay organized. Now we just have to go through the same steps for the rest of the textures. To make the brush thumbnails, I'm creating a new Krita file with an aspect ratio of 500 by 500 pixels at 300 dpi. We do this to have more control of how the final thumbnail will look like. You can be as fancy or basic as you would like to be, but since I used to main Photoshop, I keep it simple and just tap with my mouse 2 times, producing a simple silhouette. Once happy with the thumbnail, I'm exporting it as a JPEG to use in the next step, finalizing the brushes. Okay, last step, finalizing the brushes. With everything prepared, this is going to be relatively quick. Open the brush editor again if you have closed it, then select the first brush in the tag you created earlier to start tweaking it. I am mainly messing around with the opacity and flow curve, since they have the biggest impact in my experience. But this is not a real science and heavily dependent on your own personal pen pressure settings. So I won't go into details how I'm adjusting my curves. Just mess around till you find something you like. Once happy with how the brush feels, click on the Override Brush Preset button at the top right of the brush editor window, which will open a similar dialog as when pressing the Save New Brush Preset button above it. Here we can set a custom thumbnail clicking the Use Image button. Select an image from the File Explorer and, well, save the modified brush. As you can see, the brush thumbnail and the brush palette didn't update. This can happen and is easily fixed by restarting Krita. Now it's just once again a matter of repeating the same steps for every other brush preset. Time-lapse. Oh my god, I can't believe I got to the end of this. Honestly, halfway through the video I was low-key thinking that I would just give up and not do it. But I hope it was somewhat informative, even though with all my shenanigans. Oh, also, if you just want the brushes and don't want to follow along of any of this, you can just grab them on my Gumroad for free. And yeah, I guess thanks for watching. Maybe I will do something like this Maybe I will do something like this again. It's unlikely, honestly, because it's a lot of work, but I might, so I don't know. You might want to consider liking and subscribing, because that would be pretty neat.